Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, so welcome back to my video. So I think this is the video part number 15 on polarization of light, right? So I think in the previous videos, so we have discussed so many concepts on polarization of light, right? So in this video particularly I am going to discuss some numerical problems on polarization of light. Okay, so just you take down the first simple problem. So note down the problem like the polarizing angle for a medium is 60 degree, calculate its refractive index. Okay, the problem is very simple because we know what is the polarizing angle. The given data is IP is equal to 60 degree. Okay, and we know the relation between the polarizing angle and from the medium the light gets reflected before polarization. Okay, so it is given by Brewster's law. So according to Brewster's law we can write the refractive index, okay, n is equal to tan of polarizing angle IP. Okay, so very simple, if you know the polarizing angle, substitute it as 60 degree here and then calculate tan 60 is equal to root 3. So refractive index of the medium which is reflecting the light, okay, before polarization is actually called the refractive index of the medium, found to be n is equal to root 3. Is it clear? Okay, so now note down the second problem, okay, almost based on the same formula. So at what angle the incidence of the light reflected from the surface of water? See, they are given now particularly water medium, so is completely polarized. So the light gets reflected by the surface of the water and then completely polarized. Then what is the angle of incidence? You have to find now angle of incidence. So by assuming the light is incident in the air, incident from the air medium to the water medium here. Okay, so refractive index of that water which reflects the light is actually 1.33. so that is the standard value for refractive index of water, 1.33. okay, so once again you consider the Brewster's law, that is the formula NW. Now particularly we know the refractive index of water it is, so I can write it as NW is equal to tan IP. So to find IP, what you will do, you have to take the inverse, okay, inverse of this tan, that means IP is equal to tan inverse of NW. So NW is given 1.33, substitute and you will get tan inverse of 1.33 is equal to, okay, you can see this value in the calculator, 53 degree. Okay, so polarizing angle after reflecting by the water is equal to 53 degree. Okay, so this is also again a standard value for water medium. Okay, so now let us see the next problem. Okay, next problem is, so when a beam of light of wavelength 750 nanometer is incident on the surface of a liquid at an angle of 54 degree, okay, the reflected light is completely polarized. So that means when the light incident on certain liquid, so partial light gets polarized. Okay, then find the wavelength of the refracted ray in the liquid. So you know that partial light gets refracted into the liquid after polarization. Okay, so you have to find the wavelength of that refracted ray into the liquid. Okay, so what is the angle of incidence? You have to consider here, it is equivalent to the polarizing angle. So light which is to be polarized, or that the light which is incident on the liquid. Okay, so that angle is equal to 54 degree, they are given already. Then wavelength of the light, okay, before incidenting on the surface of the liquid, okay, that is maybe from the air medium or from the vacuum, whatever it is. So that wavelength is also given. How much? 750 10 to the power of minus 9 meter, nanometer means 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. Okay, then wavelength of the refracted ray in the liquid, okay, after polarization, what is the light which is refracted into the liquid? You have to find that lambda L. Okay, so wavelength of the light in the liquid is always related to refractive index like wavelength of the light in vacuum by n, because so as per the definition of refractive index n, so n is equal to wavelength of the light in vacuum divided by wavelength of light in the liquid. Okay, ratio of that wavelengths you can consider it as the refractive index of the second medium, right? So by that equation now we can use the Brewster's law also. According to Brewster's law, so n is also equal to what? Tan IP, where IP is the polarizing angle. So now we can substitute the value of n here as tan IP, because we don't know the refractive index of n. So that is why in terms of IP, in place of n we can substitute as tan IP. Okay, so therefore to find the wavelength of the light in liquid, lambda L is equal to, now, so wavelength of the light in vacuum is equal to 750 into 10 to the power of minus 9, so divided by tan 54 degree. Is it clear? Okay, so tan 54 degree is equal to how much? 1.370. Okay, so you just do the calculation of 750 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 1.370. So you will get the wavelength of the light in the liquid as 540.1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter, or we can say nanometer also. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, note down the next problem. So calculate the thickness of a quarter wave plate and half wave plate. Okay, so with the given data, NE is equal to 1.533 and NO is equal to 1.544. Okay, and lambda is also given 5000 angstrom unit. So now first you just consider what is the given data here. So wavelength of the light is equal to, so 5000 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Okay, angstrom is 10 to the power of minus 10 meter, and NE means what? Refractive index for extraordinary ray. So that is NE is equal to 1.533, and similarly refractive index for ordinary ray, that is NO is equal to 1.544. So with this given data, you have to find the thickness of quarter wave plate and half wave plate. So there is a slight difference in the formula, as you know already. So to find the thickness of any given quarter wave plate or half wave plate, we have the formula like this: thickness T is equal to lambda by 4 into NO minus NE. Okay, in case of quarter wave plate it is divided by 4. In case of half wave plate, the same formula, lambda divided by 2 into NO minus NE. Okay, divided by 2. Here it is divided by 4. That's it. So substitute the given data. Lambda is equal to 5000 into 10 to the power of minus 10 and divided by 4 into NO is equal to 1.544 minus 1.533. Okay, so check the calculation. I think you will get the answer like 1.136 into 10 to the power of minus 5 meter. And similarly here also just substitute the value of lambda, that is 5000 is constant, in 10 to the power of minus 10 divided by 2 into now 1.544 minus 1.533. So this calculation will give you the answer 2.272 10 to the power of minus 5 meter. Okay. Now take down this next problem. A polarimeter tube of length 20 centimeter is filled with sugar solution of concentration 200 kg per meter cube. Okay, so calculate the rotation of the plane of polarization. Okay, so I think you come across how to work with the polarimeter and how to get the plane of polarization when it is a polarimeter tube is filled with some sugar solution, okay, with the different concentration. So that is what actually we have discussed in the previous video, right? So now based on that, okay, so by knowing some given data, specific rotation of the sugar solution is constant value, okay, it is standard value. It is given as 0.75 degree meter square per kg. Okay, now for this particular concentration, specific rotation of the sugar solution, and for the particular concentration of the sugar solution, so what is the angle of rotation of the plane of polarization? Okay, that means by considering the given data like length of the polarimeter tube 20 in 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, centimeter means 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, and concentration C is given already 200 kg per meter cube, and specific rotation you can take S 0.75 degree meter square per kg. Okay, then to find the rotation of the angle of plane of polarization theta, okay, first what you have to do, okay, you can just convert the value of S, okay, into radians. So it is actually given 0.75 degree, you know. So 0.75 degree meters square per kg is multiplied by pi by 180. Okay, because so conversion from degrees to radians, you have to multiply by pi by 180. Okay, then you will get some value in terms of radians meter square per kg. So now what is the equation for specific rotation of the angle of plane of polarization? theta is equal to S into L into C. Okay, so you should remember this formula, theta is equal to SLC. Okay, now S in radians is 0.75 into pi by 180, okay, into L is equal to length of the polarimeter 20 10 power of minus 2 into concentration is 200 kg per meter cube. Substitute and calculate, so you will get the value in radians, 0.523 radians. Okay, so if you want you can convert it to degrees again. Okay, now to convert this value of theta into degrees, what you will do, so take this value 0.523 but multiply by now reverse 180 by pi. Okay, so this whole value will be converted to now degrees. So calculate it, you will get the value of theta is equal to 30 degree. Okay, so that is the answer for the given problem here. Okay, now take down the next problem, that is the refractive indices of quartz. Okay, particularly, so we have a quartz as a material here. So the refractive indices for right and left-handed circularly polarized light. Okay, we have the light waves in the form of either right or left-handed circularly polarization. So in that case, so we have the refractive index different for different circularly polarized light, either left side or right side. Depending upon that, we have different refractive index. Okay, for a particular wavelength of light, 6000 angstrom units traveling along optic axis. Okay, we have a standard optic axis. So along that traveling optic axis, we have the refractive index as NR, means right hand side refractive index is 1.54123, and for left side circular polarized light, NL is equal to 1.54129. Okay, that is what it is given here. Then asked to calculate the angle of rotation of plane polarized light. Okay, if the thickness of the plate is how much, 1 millimeter. Okay, so note down the given data. So what is given here, so wavelength of the light, that is lambda is equal to 6000 angstrom unit, means 10 power of minus 10 meter. Okay, refractive index for right side circularly polarized light, NR is equal to 1.54123, and for left side, so NL is equal to 1.54129. thickness of the plate is 1 millimeter, means 10 power of minus 3 meter. Okay, so just use that all given data in the standard equation, that is in the solution we write, we have theta, formula for theta as pi t by lambda into NL minus NR, that's it. Okay, so all data are given here, so you can just substitute t is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 and lambda 6000 10 power of minus 10. Okay, and difference of NL minus NR is equal to, so that is 1.54129 minus 1.54123. Okay, so after calculation in radians you will get it as 0.314, whatever the value you get, that is in radians only, 0.314 radians you should write the unit. If you want you can convert it to degrees by multiplying with 180 by pi. Okay, so check that answer also in terms of degrees. So what is the value of theta, angle of rotation of plane polarized light. Okay, so that is an optically active substance, okay, produces a rotation of 50 degree per meter, okay, per meter length for light of wavelength 6200 angstrom unit. Calculate the birefringence. So the parameter is called birefringence. Okay, so what is the given data to calculate birefringence here? So it is given that theta by t, okay, directly. So the value of theta by t is given, that is what actually the optically active substance produces a rotation of 50 degree, the angle of rotation 50 degree per meter length. So you have to write, if it is per meter length, then you have to assume length is equal to 1 meter. So that is 50 degree divided by 1 meter. Okay, so you convert it to radians, 50 into pi by 180 into radian per meter, and wavelength is of course 6200 in 10 power of minus 10 meter also given. And then to calculate birefringence, so what do you mean by birefringence? The difference in refractive index for the circularly polarized light between left side and right side. So that NL minus NR is called birefringence parameter. Small difference will be there in that refractive index, so that difference is called birefringence. So calculate that. So the formula we have already in the previous problem as theta is equal to pi into t by lambda into NL minus NR, isn't it? So in that formula we have the difference here. Okay, so take the difference as NL minus NR and simplify it as by cross multiplication, you know, you can write theta by t and lambda by pi. Okay, so that rearrangement of the equation will give you the difference NL minus NR. So theta by t is equal to, in terms of radians, 50 into pi by 180 degree, and then into lambda is 6210 to the power minus 10 by pi. Substitute the value of pi, or you can just cancel pi better. Okay, then simplify it, you will get the value 1.72 to the power minus 7 is the difference between that NL and NR. It's a very small difference, as I told. Okay, so don't write the unit again here. So it is a difference in the refractive index, right? So no unit for this. 1.72 to the power minus 7 is the birefringence. That's it. So these are some different types of problems I have discussed in this video for your reference. Okay, so okay, see you in the next video then.